But why is the WHO playing ball? What about the World Health Organization? It will leave Wuhan with more questions than answers and serious major holes in its reports. The press conference made no mention of the whistleblowers who warned about the outbreak in China first. Neither did the investigators meet the families of the victims, those who have been trying to sue Chinese officials for their cover-up. Our next report tells you how China dictated the terms for this investigation.
A probe into the virus origins or a stage-managed investigation to vindicate China? Since the idea was first floated, the probe into the origins of the Wuhan virus has faced a crisis of credibility for more reasons than one. More than 100 countries cleared this investigation last year in May, but China is the one that controlled it. For months, the WHO was negotiating the terms of access with China. It allowed Chinese scientists to lead the key parts of the inquiry. All that the WHO experts could do was review Chinese studies. They were not allowed to gather facts on the ground themselves. The negotiations went on until the end of 2020. Finally, the investigators flew to China. Beijing denied them entry. What followed was a rare rebuke from Dr. Tedros, the director of the World Health Organization, the man who had praised China's response to the pandemic.
Over the past 24 hours, members of the International Scientific Team on COVID-19 virus origins began traveling from their home countries to China. Today, we learned that Chinese officials have not yet finalized the necessary permissions for the team's arrival in China. I'm very disappointed with this news, given that 2 members had already begun their journeys and others were not able to travel at the last minute.
The experts finally got access in January. Upon their arrival, the team was placed under quarantine for 2 weeks. They finally got down to work by the end of January. Once again, China was dictating the terms. The itinerary was allegedly cleared by Chinese authorities. For a week, the experts were whisked around Wuhan, with China's foreign ministry officials, local government staff, security guards, and officers in plain clothes shadowing the entire team. The international press was kept at a distance. The team had several stopovers at Wuhan. This included the first hospitals that treated the patients, the lab of China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention in Wuhan, the Wuhan wet market that China has kept shut since last year, and the controversial Wuhan Institute of Virology. The place that had allegedly disappeared from the Baidu maps in China. In the weeks leading up to the visit from the WHO team, amid the serious doubts about the credibility of this probe, one of the investigators tried to reassure the skeptics.
We're looking forward to meeting with all the key people here and asking all the important questions that need to be asked.
China's objectives with the probe were quite clear. It wanted to use the opportunity to shift what the world believes, that Wuhan is the original epicenter of this pandemic. The WHO team was taken on a tour of propaganda exhibition that celebrates China's recovery from the pandemic. One that makes no mention of how China tried to muzzle critics and whistleblowers in the early days. Experts watching the probe unfold from a distance criticized China, claiming that meaningful access is being denied to the investigators. This included the new U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken.
Do you think that China needs to be held accountable for not being open about the COVID-19 when it first hit?
There's no doubt that, especially when COVID-19 first hit, but even today, China is falling far short of the mark.
The embarrassing delay in starting the investigation, Beijing's tight grip over the visit, and the limitations placed on fieldwork has tainted the WHO probe. The WHO team is leaving China with more questions than answers. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.